Majority of ICSE students struggle with long division method. After this video, that struggle is going to get killed. Now, this video, because due to time constraint, we shall be solving only questions where points are not involved. So stay tuned for the next video where we solve questions based on points. But before solving anything involving a point, this is the basic of it. So how do we solve? Step number 1, as you guys can see, is pairing up the numbers. The pairing should always happen from your RHS, which means right hand side. So the first question, what we've taken here is 7396. We obviously draw the method, we draw the lines, 7396. The most important step is pairing. We pair the numbers from the right side. Now, in this question, as you guys can see, we have two pairs. 4 numbers, therefore 2 pairs. The first pair will start solving. Obvious. 73 is the first pair. You're going to think like this. Which number is the closest square to 73? I'll repeat that. Which number is the closest square to 73? 9 times 9 gives us 81. But since 81 is bigger than 73, we go to a number less than it. 8 square. 8 square is nothing but 64. So I write 8 here and 8 here. 8 times 8 gave me 64. Now, we will solve this. What do you mean by solve? We always subtract. 73 minus 64 gives me the answer as 9. Done. I am done with the step number 1. Now is the most crucial step. Right now, if you see, on the quotient as well as on the left hand side, we have 2 numbers and both the numbers are same, which is nothing but 8 and 8. We add both of them. Yes, we add both the 8s and we get the number as 16. Remember, first time we multiply, now we add. 8 plus 8 gives me 16. You write 16 and always remember whatever number you write, it always follows with a blank. So the answer is 16 with a blank. Now, what do? We go into the roots now. I'm suppose the next pair is 96. Unlike your regular division, where you only get one number at a time, here you're supposed to get the complete pair. The pair here is 96. Fine. So if you see the complete number is 996 and on my left side, it's a 16 blank. Now it's our job to start filling the blank. Now filling this blank will take some time for you guys to understand, but the most easiest method that I would suggest you guys is look at the number inside and whatever it is ending with. Okay, usually that will be your answer. So for example, here the number is ending with 6. So I will assume the blank to be 6. Fine. Assuming the blank is done. Now what do we do after assumption? Very important step. So after assuming the blank to be 6, the number became 166. Since the assumed number was 6, we multiply it also with 6. Important step. So we multiply also the number with 6. Now 166 times 6. I'll obviously be using the calci. You cannot, you should not. So 166 times 6 gives you the answer as 996. That's it. So here, since you assume the number to be 6, 166 times 6, you write it on top also. The answer is 996. Therefore, the remainder is 0. Now, if the remainder is 0, what does it mean? It means that it's a perfect square. So the answer will be 86. Got it? Next, we'll solve a similar question, but with 2 different numbers. 1369 is your number. There's a reason as to why I'm not using 1369 and I'm calling it as 1369, because 13 is the first pair, 69 is the second pair. You write it as it is, you pair them up. Again, the pairing will happen from your right side towards your left. Now, the first set or the first pair is 13. Now, I can think of 4. 4 square is 16, bigger than 13, can't be useful. So we'll think of a number less than 4, which is nothing but 3. 3 square is possible. So I assume 3 times 3, the answer is 9. We have to operate there. 13 minus 9 gives you 4. Done. Now what I'm supposed to do? We have 2 numbers on your left hand side, 3 and 3. Add them. Multiplication done. We add them. 3 plus 3 gives you a 6. Do not forget, after the 6, there has to be a blank. Once the blank is being drawn, now we get inside and then bring the next pair to the next step. So the next pair is 6, 9. We bring 6, 9 into picture here. Now you think for a second. If I assume 9 here again, it becomes 6, 9 into 9. I'll end up getting something with respect to 1. How do I know this? See, 9 and so 6 with the blank will become 9. If I again multiply this with 9, 9 times 9 gives me 81. And the number is ending with 1. Wrong. For me, the number should end with 9. So think of a number where after multiplying, the answer becomes 9. Don't you think the answer is 3? Because if you multiply 3 with itself, so 3 times 3 gives you 9. So high probability is if I choose the blank to be 3, I might get the answer. So let's try. Again, this step is always trial and error. So we've assumed it to be 3. So 63 is the number. I'll try multiplying it with 3 again because Okay, can I multiply 63 with some random number? The answer is a no. It always has to follow the thing. So 63 times 3 gives you 189. So you multiplied with 3. The answer is 189. We subtract both of them. Okay, can we go further? See, because 189 is 2 less. I'm supposed to get my answer somewhere with respect to somewhere close to 469. So obviously we realize 3 cannot be an answer. See, again, trial and error. There's nothing wrong here. You'll have to keep trying. So we'll try to think of some other number where we might end up getting the answer to be 9. See, the best way right now is 6 with a blank was there. Let's try 7. Now, why am I thinking 7? Because 7 into 7 gives you 49. But still the ending number is 9, no? So I'll try 7. And obviously, if I put a number 7 next to 6, 67 is a bigger number compared to 63. So the chances of me getting the right answer is more. So let me try this. 63 did not work, fine. So we'll go to 67 times 7. So this time your answer will be 469. That's it. So 469, the remainder became 0 and your final answer will be 37. What is the meaning of remainder to be 0? Which means 37 was a perfect square of 1369. So you got to do trial and error. I could have directly written 7, but high chances of you guys assuming it to be 3 is more. Therefore, I took both the chances. So 3, I got the answer as 189. The difference was too much. So therefore, we do not take that. We go further and we tried 7. Why 7? Because 7 times 7 again give me 49, ending with a number 9. So the answer was right here. We'll take the next one, 529. Now the reason I chose this question is because if you see, there are only 3 numbers. So where do we start the pairing from? Again from your right side. So we pair 29 first. Unfortunately, there's no number next to 5. No number in math means 0. You're supposed to put 0. Now, if I ask you a question, what's the difference between 5 and 05? You obviously will have no answer. That's good because both of them are same. So the first pair is 05. The second pair is 29. Completely done. Now think of it. What square gives you a number very close to 5? 2. If you think 3 square is 9, bigger than 5. If you take 2, so the answer will be 2 square, which is 4. So since I'm following a pattern, I'll write 04. So I'll subtract with this 04 and the remainder here is 1. Cool. So what did I tell you? Once you multiply it, the next step is adding. Adding what? Adding the 2 numbers, what we assumed. Here 2 plus 2 gives you a 4 with a blank. The blank is important. Next, I get the number, the next pair as it is. Now after getting the next pair down, the answer is 129. Now think for a second. This also is ending with 9. So I'll again take my chances with 3. So if I assume the blank to be 3, the number becomes 43 and I'm supposed to also multiply the same number with 3. So now it became 3 times 9, 129, matching. So my assumed number was 3. So it became 129 again. The remainder is 0, which means 23 is a perfect square of 529. I chose this question to tell you the pairing always has to happen from your right side, not your left. But when you're trying to solve any question, your solving will happen from your left side, your first pair. Okay, we'll solve one more. This time it's a number. It's a question with 4 numbers, but slightly a bigger number. It says 3249. Okay. Again, if you see little, I've given few gaps here between 32 and 49. That's because I've got used to it. Now the pairing happens from your right side. First pair is 32. Second pair is 49. I start with it. What's the nearest square for 32? I can think about 6, but 6 unfortunately gives me 36. Lesser than 6 is 5, so obviously works. 5 times 5 gives me 25. 32 minus 25 gives me 7. Done. Before I go to the next step, I'll have to add both these numbers. 5 plus 5 becomes a 10 with a blank. The blank is very important. Next step, I get the complete pair to the denominator, to the next step. So it becomes 749. Now what? See, I can also assume this time also I can take it as 3, keeping the 9 in mind. But more than the 9, what is tempting to me is actually 49 there. So what number has the highest chances of giving us 49? 7. So instead of trying with 3, I know I won't get the answer with 3 because 103 times 3 gives you something 300 change, 309. But my answer is supposed to be 749. So I'll take my chances. I'll go for a higher number. I'll take 7 directly. 107 times 7. Now why only times 7? As I told you, same number is supposed to multiply. So 7 times 7 gives you 49 with a 4 and 7. It's also a perfect square here. So 107 was the assumed number. Minus 749, you end up getting the answer to be 0, which means it's a perfect square. The answer will always be the quotient, which means it is 57. 57 is a perfect square of 3249. Subscribe to the channel because in the next video we shall be solving the same method, but this time we'll be including points. See you.